Good day, everybody. Today we are going to discuss the robotic process automation. This is a paper review by me, Azmir LNG, together with my partner, Junjun Sakiran. So, robotic process automation, or RPA, implementation driver. So, evidence of selected Nordic companies. So, we have the content of the presentation, who has have done the work, what were their goals, objectives, what were their research question, if any, what were their method in terms of but not limited to, how have they gathered relevant data, who are the participants rather, how is the data gathering set up, what are the tools used in data gathering. So another one, how do they form the data set, and how do they develop the model of for RPA analysis. So what were their findings? And the last one, what were the gaps in their status? So who has done the work? So there are four authors of this research paper. Damian Kedzera from Hanken School Economic, and then Wojciech Piotrowicz. I don't know if I pronounced the name correctly. He's also from Hanken School of Economic, and Anse Orne from Abu Academy, and Arja Leuvonen from Jyväskylä University of Applied Science. Okay, so what were their goals and objectives? So the goals is to explore new perspective on how the digital transformation with use of RPA affect enterprises operations, and also the goals of this exploratory research is to examine the key decision-making factors related to the implementation of RPA at Nordic companies and the context of organization setup and culture. So here are the questions of the research. What were the research questions, if any? So we have four questions. What was the role? What was the role of IT department in the RPA development? What decision criteria are used for RPA development? Question number 3, what are the risks related to RPA implementation? And question number 4, how independently do software, robot, process automation work? Under what were their method in terms of but not limited to, we have 3 questions, right? How have they gathered relevant data? Who are the participants, right? So the participants under interviews, the interviewees, right, are employed in managerial or experts roles related to RPA and represent 4 different organizations based in Finland, from medical, real estate, and accounting industries. All the interviewees have strong practical experience in using RPA at finance and accounting tasks, and have been involved in the process of choosing the task suitable for automation, as well as choosing the type of RPA solution. So how is the data gathering setup? So the data gathering setup is the interviews conducted in person, face-to-face, and the remaining 6 were conducted online via Skype for Business. And the interviews were booked for 1 hour, and their duration varied between 35 to 47 minutes. Total length of interviews was 317 minutes. This from September 17, 2018 to March 11, 2019. All interviews were transcribed. And then, what were the tools used in the data gathering? So we have 3. The qualitative interviewing, research documents, and semi-structured interview. So what were the findings? All right, so they have been answered the four questions in the research paper. First, what was the role of IT department in the RPA development? The IT department was dedicated to arranging accesses to the complex IT system set up, as well as to improving technical elements of Nordea's RPA platform. Example, gateway, data storage, database, virtual private network, or VPNs, proxies, backups, and Redis caching. And then we have the question number 2. What decision criteria are used for RPA development? So RPA was applied first and foremost to increase productivity through eliminating manual labor and highly repetitive tasks. Nonetheless, robots are never able to fully replace human workforce in any business domain and industries. Right, 2019. And then we have the question number 3. What are the risks related to RPA implementation? So organization interviewed were clearly divided into two groups, judged by their views on RPA related risk. Those who use software robots is relatively limited number and for limited tasks such as account reconciliation of periodical reporting did not experience substantial RPA related risk past normal IS related security risk, who had applied RPA more extensively. 4 out of 8 had realized that software robots are relatively vulnerable to large-scale problems such as the robot malfunctioning because of updates to the underlying system. Now we have the question number 4. How independently do software robot and process automation work? All of the interviewees who explicitly discussed the extent of automation, like 4 out of 8 persons, told us that up to now their organization have automated with robot solitary steps of processes rather than even attempting to automate the whole process from end to end. So those are the findings. Those are the questions for the research paper. Of course, we have the conclusion for the findings. Okay, so there was no uniform role of IT department in the RPA development. Some implementation were based on citizen developers, while in other organization, IT department was involved in identification of processes for improvement. IT department was involved in identification of processes for improvement and then following the path used for the other IT system implementation. Those RPA was not different from other system and earlier experience could be used to identify, improve, and automate processes. The implementation was in some cases outscored to external companies or completed by internal teams. Moreover, in one case company, the IT department was also facilitating the job profile change of some employees who moved from the business side to the RPA COE inside organization. Such practice have also been formally reported in the literature. What were the gaps in their studies or findings? There was recognized problem on how to return to manual labor in case of technology failure, which again is not different to another system. Similarly, as in case of benefits, there was a little on strategic impact. For example, on how robot malfunctioning will influence customer service or financial reporting. There is also different views of RPA among companies. While some are aiming at automating large part of process soon as possible, whereas for other RPA is a tool to support traditional workforce while automating repetitive tasks. Thank you for watching this video. Those are the paper review for robotic process automation. Once again, my name is Azmir Anji, together with my partner Junjun Sakira. Thank you so much for watching my video.